Okay, in this video we're going to look at using a Dropbox folder to share files securely and easily by simply dragging and dropping them into a folder that is already on your computer. Now, before we do that, let's have a quick recap of what we talked about last time when we talked about securely and easily sending files. We talked about downloading AES-Crypt, installing AES-Crypt, encrypting and decrypting files. And if you need to view that again, here's the URL at the bottom of this page. Now, the three things that we need to do in order to do this is get a Dropbox account, share a Dropbox folder, and drag and drop a file in order to share it. First of all, what is a Dropbox account and folder? Um, If you don't have a Dropbox account, you can go out to Dropbox.com and you can create an account, or you can sign into your present account. We're not going to go through that here. That's pretty self-explanatory uh, when you do it. And it also includes installing the Dropbox application on your computer. And once that application is installed, you'll see it down here in the system tray. And when you click on it, it will open up your various options. Uh, the most prevalent one is the one on the top called Open a Dropbox Folder, which when you click it will open the Dropbox folder that's created on your computer. You can see here that under Favorites, besides the typical desktop downloads and recent places, it adds a Dropbox favorite place as well. And in the right pane, you'll see your files and folders that compose Dropbox. Now, the important thing about this is these uh, folders can be shared. Uh, I've already shared the folder called Accountant, and it's hard to tell, but you can actually see a little person there showing that the folder is shared. Now, when I shared the way you could do this, you could create this like a regular folder. You could just right click and go down to uh, where it says Dropbox, and you'll have some options there. But if you want to create a folder here, you could do it the regular way. Just say new folder, and I'm just going to say accountant 2. Now, I can right click this, go to the Dropbox, and I can say share this folder. Now, let's talk about how we actually can encrypt the file and share it with um, our accountant. Let's say that you want to encrypt your QuickBooks data um, file and send it to your accountant. As we saw last time, all you have to do is right click the file and choose AES Encrypt. Enter a password, which should be a good password, of course, and say OK, which, as you can see here, creates the encrypted QuickBooks data file. At that point, we could basically just take it and drag it and drop it into the accountant folder. And at that point, it's immediately um, uploaded online to Dropbox. And if it's shared with your accountant, as this folder is, immediately downloaded to your accountant's Dropbox folder, shared Dropbox folder. In this particular case, this is the other account, and this is the accountant folder that is shared, and I open it, and we can see here that the encrypted file that I just made was sent here. and I could, now a word of caution here. You don't want to right click it and say AES decrypt in the Dropbox folder, because anything in the Dropbox folder is going to be immediately um, uploaded to Dropbox again, and that defeats the whole purpose of encrypting it and sending it this way. What you want to do is take it out of this folder first before you right click it and decrypt it. Now, if you make that mistake, it's not terrible because Dropbox itself has SSL point-to-point encryption and AES 256-bit encryption. So it's not like you're sending it in the clear, but people at Dropbox, employees who are never supposed to look at files without authorization, could look at these files, or in an extreme case, the government could uh, force Dropbox to turn over the contents of a person's files because they are able to uh, decrypt files. Now, they are not able to decrypt this file um, because it's already encrypted. So, in essence, we encrypted it with AES 256-bit encryption. We uploaded it to Dropbox, where it's encrypted again with AES 256-bit encryption. So as far as Dropbox can go is they can decrypt it back to the original encrypted file, but they're not able to decrypt that file any further. And believe it or not, they could even turn that over to the FBI, um, and the FBI wouldn't be able to decrypt it either. At any rate, I have one more trick um, that even makes this whole process a little bit easier. Let's say, for instance, that you want to make this so simple that you don't even have to open this window here and go to your Dropbox folder to drag and drop it. You can actually create a shortcut to any folder that you create in Dropbox, as I just showed you how to create a shortcut right there with the Accountant 2 folder. Now, I've already created an Accountant folder here, which is a shared Dropbox folder. And anything that I drag and drop into this folder right here is going to go to my accountant, even though it's a shortcut. For instance, if I want to send this income tax return here, I'm going to right click, I'm going to say AES encrypt, I'm going to put in my password, say OK. Here's the encrypted file, and I'm just going to put it right there, and now it's in my shared accountant folder. It's uploaded to Dropbox and it's downloaded to my accountant. I didn't have to email it. I didn't have to do anything else but drag and drop it into that folder.